You know, sometimes when you're trying to grow a business, HR can feel like this just massive looming thing.
Yeah.
We're talking about like attracting the best people, obviously, but then keeping up with all the regulations and making sure everyone gets paid on time.
Right.
It's a lot.
It really is. It's definitely a challenge for businesses of, I'd say, all sizes,
Yeah,
but especially for, maybe those without a dedicated HR department, it can feel really daunting.
exactly. And that's why I think this deep dive is going to be super interesting for everyone because we're taking a look at PEOs
Okay.
or professional employer organizations.
Oh.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, great, another acronym.
Right.
But trust me on this one. They might actually be the secret weapon that you've been looking for.
I think you might be right about that. PEOs have definitely become more popular lately, and for a good reason.
Yeah.
They essentially operate under this co-employment model, so they actually legally become a co-employer alongside your company.
So it's not just like outsourcing HR.
Yeah.
It's more like having a partner to share the load.
Exactly. They take on a really significant part of your HR responsibilities.
Wow.
So they handle everything from like payroll and benefits to making sure you are in compliance with all of the always changing employment laws.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Okay, that makes sense. But what does that actually look like in practice?
yeah.
Well, we have a ton of case studies from Extensis HR, and they really paint a compelling picture of how key EOs can really make a difference.
Yeah.
And these aren't just like hypothetical situations,
Right.
These are real companies dealing with real HR problems.
Yeah. And what I find really interesting is just how different all of these cases are.
Really?
Yeah, we're talking about investment firms, tech companies, hedge funds,
Wow.
each with their own unique challenges. But what they all have in common is that they found a solution through a PEO.
Oh, that's so interesting. Okay, well, I think that's a perfect place to jump into our first case study. Are you ready to dive into some real-world examples?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see how these companies made this model work for them.
Okay, so for our first case study, just picture this.
Yeah.
You're this like up-and-coming investment firm in New Jersey,
Okay.
and you're about to go on this big hiring spree, but there's a catch.
Okay.
To attract, the best people in finance you need to offer these amazing benefits.
Right.
Like you need to be able to compete with Wall Street,
Yeah.
And that is exactly what this first company was dealing with.
Wow. And I understand they had another challenge too.
Oh.
Yeah. They were actually operating as 3 different entities,
Oh, wow.
which I'm sure you can imagine was a total nightmare when it came to HR.
Oh, can only imagine the paperwork.
Yeah.
So how did they make their benefits better and deal with all of that, like, administrative stuff?
Right.
A PEO.
A PEO, exactly.
Yeah.
And this is a really great example of how a PEO can help smaller companies compete.
Yeah.
So Extensis HR came in and basically gave them access to the same benefits as like a Fortune 500 company.
Wow.
Which, let me tell you, there's no way they could have done that on their own.
Right.
We're talking like incredible health and dental retirement plans, all those unique perks that really make a difference.
Yeah, it's like you instantly get the buying power of a huge company.
Yeah.
Which is really important in a competitive job market.
It's crucial. I mean, it's not even about the salary anymore, right?
Right, yeah.
People want the whole package.
Yeah.
And a PEO can really help you stand out.
That's true. Speaking of competition, our next case study is all about hedge funds.
Okay.
High stakes, high pressure, even higher expectations.
Yeah.
So in this case, we have this small firm. I think it was only like 15 employees.
Uh-huh.
But they had very specific needs.
Yeah.
They needed executive level benefits and like really personalized service. It wasn't just your average HR stuff.
Right. It wasn't just checking off boxes.
Exactly.
They wanted that concierge experience where every single detail is taken care of.
Yes, exactly.
And importantly, they knew that their time was better spent on their investments, not HR.
Oh, 100%.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. So it sounds like time was critical. And they needed a solution that was like efficient, but also really comprehensive.
Yeah.
Wow.
What did they end up doing? So they went with Extensis HR's PEO Premier service,
Okay.
which is actually perfect for this type of client because it's like a super high-end HR solution.
Nice.
They took care of absolutely everything.
Wow.
Payroll, benefits, even just ongoing support.
That's like outsourcing all the headaches.
Exactly. So they could get back to focusing on what they're good at.
I love it. Okay, so for our third case study, let's move from the world of finance to the world of tech startups.
Okay. Yeah.
But this time it's not about benefits, it's about compliance.
Ah, compliance.
which I feel like keeps a lot of business owners up at night.
Oh, for sure.
This particular case is about an international tech company with employees in, get this, 35 states.
Wow, 35 states.
35.
That's a lot.
I know. That sounds like a logistical nightmare to me.
Oh, it is, because each state has its own laws.
Right.
Taxes, all of that.
Yeah. It makes my head spin.
Yeah, yeah. And this is where I think a PEO is super valuable because they have so much expertise.
Yeah.
So not only did ExtensisHR make their payroll and benefits a lot simpler,
Okay.
but they also made sure everyone was being paid the right amount and on time.
Okay.
Which is a huge relief, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they also kept the company updated on any legal changes.
So it's like having a team of lawyers just watching your back.
Exactly.
That peace of mind must be priceless.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Especially when you think about all the rules they have to keep track of.
Right. Exactly.
So they can just focus on growing their business.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay. So now for our final case study, we're going to hear from someone who actually used a PEO.
Oh, great.
So imagine starting a new HR job,
Okay.
but you're working remotely
Uh-huh.
and you have to learn everything really quickly. That is what happened to Abir Ansari when she joined you and Mr. Jones.
Wow, being thrown in the deep end.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And so many people are working remotely or hybrid now.
It's true.
So I bet a lot of HR people know exactly how she felt.
Yeah, for sure.
So what were some of the challenges she was dealing with?
Well, she had to figure out all the company's processes and systems really quickly.
Right.
And obviously things are so different now.
Yeah.
You know, gone are the days of those old clunky HR systems.
Mhm.
Employees want things to be easy and they want a good experience even for, just basic HR stuff.
It's true. No one wants to deal with clunky systems.
Right.
Especially these days. So how did Extensis HR help her get up to speed and actually be able to do her job?
Well, this is where I think their HR cloud platform is really helpful
Right.
because it's designed to be really user-friendly.
Okay.
So, HR professionals like Ansari can easily find what they need.
Yeah.
Manage payroll, look at time off requests, all of that
Right.
from one place that's actually easy to use.
So it's like having a virtual assistant for everything HR.
Right.
That's amazing.
Well,
And did she have support too? Because that's important with a new job.
yeah, definitely. And especially with new systems.
Right.
But yeah, Extensis HR gave her really great customer support.
Nice.
So she always had someone to go to if she had questions,
That's great.
which I think is so important.
Yeah, for sure.
So she could be really efficient, but then also create a good experience for the employees.
Right, which is the whole point.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot today, from benefits to compliance, even what it's like to start a new HR job.
Yeah, we covered it all.
We really did. So for everyone listening, what are the big takeaways? What do we want you to remember?
Okay, so if we're thinking about these case studies,
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is that PEOs let smaller companies do things that only big companies used to be able to do.
Right.
So things like offering amazing benefits
Yeah.
or having access to really great HR tech.
Oh, I like that. You get to be a big company without actually being one.
Exactly.
I love that.
And then the second thing is that PEOs free up a lot of time.
Okay, yeah, because you're not doing all that HR stuff.
You can focus on what really matters for your business.
Yeah, time is money.
Exactly.
Okay. What's number 3?
This one is peace of mind
Oh, okay.
because you have experts making sure you're following all the rules.
Yeah, that's huge these
Oh,
days.
for sure.
So much to keep track of.
Exactly. And, it's always changing.
Right. Better to be safe than sorry.
Exactly.
Well, this was amazing. Thank you so much for, breaking all of this down.
Yeah, this was fun.
It really was. Now, for everyone listening, we want you to think about the biggest HR problem you have.
Okay.
Could a PEO be the answer? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on our deep dive into PEOs. Until next time.